What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day or not, depending on where you're at, but hope it's awesome. And yes, we're back at today to talk more about some crypto, to talk more about the markets. Overall, markets are actually looking decent today. Ups and downs, but for the most part, I guess you could say they're kind of flat. They haven't really gone up too much, they haven't really gone down too much. But we are almost to a $3 trillion market cap. We're at actually a $2.99 trillion market cap as of right now. So we have gone up about 1.51%. But the stock market, again, coming back down a little bit in the red, obviously over the whole discussions with tariffs still and all the other stuff that's out there. We have our rate cuts coming up here. That's the biggest discussion right now, is what are the rate cuts going to be? Are we going to have rate cuts? And if we do get rate cuts, what are they going to do for the markets? What are they going to do for crypto? What are they going to do for our entire economy is really where it's at. Some people are a little bit more bearish about rate cuts, and some people are a lot more bullish about rate cuts. And we'll talk about both of those during this stream. But before all that, I want to say what's up to the A team here. We got everyone in the house here. Good to see you, Real Ice, the Gambler. What's up, Billion Right? Regina, Ian, RPM, William. Good to see you guys. Tim Shea, we got the Mayor of Crypto in the house here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you guys. Toolbox. What's up, Toolbox? Dabbed in the house here. Z Goals. Hopium Days. We got a lot of people out here already, man. Outdoor Nature Show. What's up, bud? Auto Pops. Evan. Keith. If I missed some of you guys, I am scrolling fast, like I always say, dude. And if I missed, I apologize. I'll catch you somewhere in the stream here. RPM, what's up, bud? Trent, we got Trent. What's up, man? Chipper, good to see you, dude. D. Candy Toolbox. Yeah, Jeffrey. All right. Tobias, what's up, man? All is one. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys all showing up here, showing out. Like I said, we got a lot to discuss here. Markets are looking pretty good. I mean, a lot of our bags are looking decent. I mean, XRP is obviously sitting right around the $3 mark. Bitcoin just breached above 95,000. It's kind of coming down just slightly right now, but this did breach over 95,000. As you can see right here, we are sitting about a $2.99 trillion market cap. So that's fantastic to see. Loving that. XRP is still sitting around the $2.29 marker, which is great, right? A lot of us were sitting around the $2 marker, buying it at the $2 marker right now. It's up about 30 cents on that. So that's actually a fantastic return if you look back at that. H-bar coming down just slightly right now, back into the 18 marker, but we're trying to get back into the 20s here, still up 7% overall. So one great thing about Dogecoin, if you guys don't know, Dogecoin got announced that they're going to be coming out with an ETF. ETFs are another big discussion, both for XRP and for Dogecoin. You can see the ETF discussion is going to start being had here and probably the end of Q2 going into Q3. That could be the big turnaround for a lot of these cryptos, and I could be more excited for that. So, yeah. Aaron, what's up, man? George in the house here. What's up, George? Rock Creations, good to see you. I got my buddy Scoot watching for the first time. What's up, man? Appreciate that, Frankie Fresh. Bill and I coming in hot with the $2 super chat here. What's good, Austin? Good to see you, man. I appreciate you being back here. Appreciate you coming back, man. I know you were a little MIA there for a little bit, but good to see you back here. Appreciate you, man. We need a spot. Yeah, spot ETF would be nice for sure. I would agree 100%. Barry, what's going on, dude? Ooh, only 3 minutes late. What's up, Scott? No, I appreciate you being here, man. I was running a little bit late today, too. Had some things I had to get done, but I didn't know if I was going to actually get on time, but here we are, dude. ETFs and an ISO 222 announcement. That'd be great, John. I would agree with you on that. I would agree with you on that for sure. But you can see right here, the stock markets are just kind of flat for the day. The Dow's actually doing pretty good, up 131 points, which isn't too bad, as people are awaiting the trade deal progress. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of there's like a hostile takedown in the White House right now over this whole Amazon thing, even though Amazon came out and announced it like that. It's not what they're trying to do. So again, you just got the media coming out here causing some disruption on the markets, which is pretty typical to say the least. Big thing right here is that breaking Q1 2025 GDP growth expectation on prediction market officially turned negative, falling to a 0.4%. So obviously, to get into a recession, you need to have two consecutive quarters with negative GDP growth. So we're seeing here that the growth in Q1 is obviously going down pretty hot. But people are talking about recession and things like that. We will not be into a recession until the end of Q2 if we have poor performance from a GDP standpoint. But you can see right here that the probability of recession odds spiking now as well. 63% chance that we do fall into a recession. It is, who knows what's going to happen here, a recession. Regardless of all that, eventually, like I said, we are going to probably have some form of a bear market. And the question is when is the top of the bull market, and when do we actually go into a bear market? And you guys know that the markets have been absolutely doing really, really well over the course of last year and into this year. Obviously, we come down just slightly from the all-time highs of Bitcoin, but we will come back down. There will be a bear market eventually, right? We can't always go up. We can expect there to be a bull run. And, and again, a bear market doesn't have to be like this. We go into this massive drought like we did through basically 3 years of 2022 to 2025 almost. It could be into a bear market for maybe 6 months, right? And then we pull back out of it. So a lot of those things can actually happen, and that actually correlates really well with the interest rates. Interest rates are a big factor and something to follow to really gauge where we're going to go. And we're going to obviously share some of that today as to what my thoughts were and what I've collected to think that we could, like I've said, we could hit the peak of the bull run right here at the end of Q3 into Q4, and then probably towards the end of Q4, just like we did in 2021 and going in right at 2021, going into 2022, we fell into the bear market. And very, very consistently, we'll see that probably trend happen here in 2025 going into 2026. At least that's what projections are showing, and at least charts and data is showing us. Billion Wright coming in high again with the $2 super chat here. Yeah, I had to go for a bit, but I'm back. I get it, man. Dude, sometimes you get exhausted. It's exhausting talking about the same thing. And sometimes you get that fatigue, right? The market fatigue is a real thing. It kicks my ass sometimes. I'll be 100%, dude. There's market fatigue out there all the time. And, eventually people will get back, they'll get over the fatigue and they'll be back. And, so I just appreciate you being back here, man. Thanks again for the $2 super chat there. Good afternoon, everyone. What's up, Ghost, Auto Pops, Billion Right? Yeah, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you being here. My membership renewed was going to expire tomorrow. Oh, snap. All right, Scott. Appreciate your membership, bro. Thank you so much for being here, part of the A team. Right here, China removes 125% tariff on U.S. Imports. So this is actually pretty good to see that they're coming through. I mean, people are saying the United States is losing the trade war with China. I don't know, man. I think that there needs to be some de-escalations here, and I think this is actually the first step to a de-escalation. So kudos to China for actually trying to remove tariffs on this so that there can be some de-escalation. I do think that the tariff discussion has been really bad on the markets. I think any one of us could probably agree to that. It might be good for our overall growth as a country to tariff people. Obviously, we want money to come into our country to, where we pay less taxes potentially. Don't get me wrong, I love that. But if you are looking at your retirement, looking at the markets, we can all agree. I don't care what political side of the realm you're on. We can all agree that the tariff discussion has been bad. Again, we think even if you think tariffs are good, we know that the discussions in the media are bad. It actually fuels the downturn of the market, and I think that's kind of what they're hedging on. Definitely kicked my ass. Got turned into $2. I bought a Tesla at 225 when Austin mentioned it. Hell yeah, bro. Tesla's been, dude. Tesla actually I might look back at Tesla, dude, and go, dude, that might be one of the better purchases I've made. I'm going to be 100% frank with you guys, dude. That 225 purchase, I'm actually really happy with that buy. Still sitting on it. I'll probably continue to sit on it until this thing gets back up into the fours, dude. I'm going to wait to 100. I'm going to wait to go up 100% on my investment. I'm super pumped about that. So yeah, that's awesome, bro. We're definitely not losing the trade. We're not losing it, but it's like I said, it's just not fueling anything for us. Amazon got slammed by Carolina. Yeah. But they came out, they made the announcement that they did not, they were not going to do that. So, it's crazy how the media can take that and construe it to whatever they want. Right. One really good thing here. This is where I know, regardless of what's said out there, we are approaching really good territory here. And so when you look at the Bitcoin percent supply and profit, and you compare it to where the Bitcoin pricing is at right here, it says Bitcoin supply and profit hits an 85%, approaching the 90% euphoria threshold, which means that when it hits that 90%, we go on a rally. You can see right here, anytime we go above this 90% marker for the supply, we actually go into a nice little rally, almost go to the height of the markets. So historically, a sign of bullish momentum when we do this. So even though we're in a short correction right now, once we hit this 90% marker, that's where you're like, hey, dude, we're jumping in. So the bottom of the market came in literally. If we go back, if we're saying right now, based off what we're seeing right now, the bottom of the market was already in. So the question is, did you buy the bottom of the market? I'm going to say a majority of us probably bought the bottom of this market. A lot of us people jumped in here. Look at this. This landed right on the 200 day EMA right here, which is at $1.60 for XRP. this is the bottom of the market, guys. This was the bottom of the market at this rate right now. I could say, based off what stats are up here, the market could fall more. There could be some crazy hyperbole, people making crazy discussions. Tariffs could go nuts. The market could have a black swan event. But right now, based off what we're seeing, that this was probably the bottom of the market before we go into the next run. I think that's almost comfortably being stated, and you can see that. You can see that in these measurements on the market right here. So usually when we come down and we hit the 75% threshold, we actually bounce up really nicely off of this, right? So we're on an actual upturn here, and we're above the 75% going into the 86. And anytime we get up to this level, as soon as we reach 90, we're actually in this euphoria state where people are going to come in and buy. So just again, this is what data is telling me. This is what I think you can read here on the screen, what it's telling you. And we're right there, dude. We're on this curve. So hopefully everyone was actually able to jump into the markets, because a lot of people are going to be jumping in at the top of these markets. You guys saw when January hit, end of December, or November going into December and January, we had a lot of people coming into the markets and bought the top of the markets, right? And then a lot of them had the fatigue and it came back down, and then people were basically like, screw crypto, screw everything. They were all pissed off and angry and out of supply to buy up the bottom of the charts here, which is exactly what people want. They want to get people out of their positions so they can come in and swoop up the bottom, which is what's happening right now. The supply and profits right now, this is actually really good. The Bitcoin supply and profit hits 85%. That means that 85% of the people holding Bitcoin is in profits right now off of holding their Bitcoin, dude. That's wild, bro. That is a crazy, and it's approaching the 90% euphoria, which means that 90% of the supply being held would be in profits. That's a crazy statistic. Austin, you think we're in a mini bear? No, I think we're in a correction, dude. The big difference between a bear and a correction, it's just a correction, dude. That's all this is. This is a market correction. You had some, like I said, the tariffs and all that discussion just made a massive correction in the market, which is not bad. It's not bad to have a correction. It allows people to actually enter the market. There are a lot of people on the sidelines that didn't enter the market because we're at all-time highs. They don't want to buy the top. It's probably a psychological phenomenon when you think about it. But I mean, like in all reality, I mean, who wants to buy the top of something? I mean, I guarantee you, I have 402 people watching right now, and all 402 people would agree with me that we do not want to buy the top of any market. I think I could comfortably say that. I mean, I don't. I know you guys don't. And so that you got to think when the markets start to run, dude, the last thing you want to do is buy the top of the market. So people are like, well, I'll just wait for it to come back down. So you want these natural corrections to happen to then it allows people to enter in the market. Now it's a question of whether people actually enter into the market on these dips or not. That's the question. Majority of people are too afraid. Like I said, 88% of the people in the market are roughly, white collar, rich billionaires that enter these markets. The other 12% are, us. And the majority of the other people don't enter the markets because they're afraid to. So you guys should be I'm thankful that I am encouraged, by my father and to enter in these markets. And I'm sure you have people in your lives that have like helped, push you into these markets. But just realize there's only like 12% of us across the globe in the middle class that are into these markets. The rest of the people aren't even touching these markets. And that's wild to think. That's a wild thing to think. Austin, is now a decent time to still buy XRP now? Well, I mean, if you think that I've said this before and I'll always say it. If your belief, like I truly believe, and this is my belief, like I'm not saying you have to believe this, like, so please, it's up to you to believe on your, what you read. But like, I personally believe that XRP is going to get to the 385 to the $4 threshold. Like, I believe that that's going to happen. Whether it does or not, I don't know, but I have a belief that it's going to. I have a belief that HBAR has an opportunity to hit the $2. And so if I'm believing that, when I look at the pricing of where it's at now, I don't care where the price is at now because I believe that it's going to eventually get there. And if that's your goal, setting a goal and trying to get there, then that's all that matters. And so to answer your question, yeah, it's a good opportunity to buy if you believe that. If you think it's going to take a shit and you don't believe in the project or believe what it's going to do, then you probably shouldn't buy it. You probably should just sit on the sidelines and watch, right? And that's why Bitcoin is so important. If you're into crypto and like you're like, hey, you know what? I don't really care for XRP. I don't really care for any of these projects. Like, I don't want to buy these. Just realize that Bitcoin is the gold of crypto. Bitcoin will continue to rise in price because, again, it's the new age of the digital gold. You're seeing everyone come in and buying up the supply. The supply right now is dwindling, dude. The supply is dwindling right now. And there was actually, let's look at this next one right here. This right here is showing you after yesterday's purchase, strategy is now just 20,000 BTC behind BlackRock Holdings. Look at the amount of Bitcoin that's being purchased by these institutions, MicroStrategies, BlackRock, Bitwise, all these companies out here, and now you're gonna have institutions like banks. Banks are gonna come and start buying up Bitcoin, bro. Like now that the SEC is not going to be holding them accountable for what's on their books and stuff like that, you don't think that the banks like Wells Fargo and Chase and all these other companies are going to come and start buying up Bitcoin? I mean, they're going to want to be holding on to this too in their vault, right? Their digital vault. And you got to realize there's only an infinite amount of Bitcoin out there. And so like it's guaranteed, like if everything is going the way it's going to go, you do realize that Bitcoin is going to be worth $10 million per Bitcoin. I know that sounds crazy right now. People are like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's not going to be worth 10 million per Bitcoin. Well, those are like I said, those are the same people that said when Bitcoin was $100, it was not going to get to $100,000. And that's okay. You're going to have those people. But if you believe and you think that it's going to do that based off what it's showing you, then why would you not buy now if you have the funds? Why would you not do it? If you have the money and you're willing to risk it, just like anything in the market, you're willing to put it forth, why would you not do it? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. That's all I can really say. You know what I mean? I guess that's just me trying to be as cut and dry and as clear as possible. So if you had to predict the height of the next bear market, well, I definitely think when you say height of the next bear, I definitely think it's probably going to start. I do think it's December, man. And right here, this is a perfect example of this, dude. So this David Settle guy, this is actually a really good, he puts this together pretty well right here. And this just shows you exactly where it's going, dude. I mean, like just follow the data, right? And the data is not always correct. Like we're not saying that history is always right because it's not. We saw this in January, right? History did not repeat itself in January. We saw that. So doesn't mean that it's always correct. These are just indicators to help give you an idea and or put some perception out there as to what could happen. And again, when you're doing any kind of trading, you're obviously doing some kind of risk model out there as to, when the market's going to hit a certain level and when it's going to, peak and then when it's going to come down. And so you're trying to gauge that. And so, right, this is actually a really good put together. He basically says there were 70 trading sessions following the election night up to February 19th peak of the S&P of the S&P 500. And it says that at that period, there was about 6.25% or annualized pace of a 21.7%. The odds of a rate cut by December FOMC meeting was at 83%. Now the odds of a rate cut by December of this year now is 100%. The odds of 2 rate cuts this year are now 99%, with a third priced in at 92% and a fourth cut at 67% and a fifth showing 26.6. So you can see that when they were saying there was going to be no rate cuts here in 2025, the data is telling us that's a lie. The data is telling us that we are actually going to have probably close to 3 rate cuts coming up here this year. And if we get a rate cut at every meeting starting in June, we will most likely be in a bear market by December, because one thing that we do know for certain, if you look at any of the rate cutting that goes out there, rate cuts are good for the market. However, the markets do not like rate cuts. It's weird how that is. It's weird how we can sit here and say that the markets don't like rate cuts, but they are good for the market. I know that sounds like ass backwards, but that really is true. So the stock market does not like rate cuts. It does like low rates, but not falling rates. So just realize that. They like low rates, not falling rates. And so when the rates start to fall, we're going to probably see a little bit of a decline in the market, and then we're going to see an uptick. And so if we can get ahead of the curve there, so basically if we start here in May and into June, we start rate cutting, we probably are going to have this little, probably downturn in the markets a little bit. It's going to be a little fluttery. We're probably going to bounce back nicely. And then we're going to probably fall into a recession off of this, or not a recession, a bear market. I don't think we're going to hit a recession, but we could hit a little bear market. And again, a bear market doesn't mean that we're in this bear market for years. A bear market could last up to 3 months, to 6 months. It doesn't, it's just a matter of how the markets, have, I guess, come together. In all reality, you can see right now, I mean, our shortest bear market, the shortest bear market in the history of the SP 500 occurred in 2020, lasting 33 days. So right there, you can have 1 month could be a bear market, 1 month. So it doesn't mean that we go into this extended period of time. Like we went into the longest bear market of our life, I felt, this last time around. Literally started in 2021, going into 2022 right there. We had the downturn in December, and we literally played that out for almost 3 years. Like, that was the longest bear market of my lifetime, I felt, at least in my trading time. And then realized, like, hey, dude, but we were in a bear market for only 30 days back in 2020. So again, when you're looking at that, I think it's important to know that doesn't mean that we always go into these massive extended bear markets. Just because we go into a bear market, that's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing. So yeah, appreciate you guys. What's up, Tony Punch? Good to see you, man. My goal was 1,000 XRP and almost there. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I think XRP will be at $5. Yeah, and that very well could happen. Like I said, I'm at the $3.85 to $4 marker because I've been saying that for a really long time. You know what I mean? And if it goes beyond that to the 701 marker, which is like my peak, $7.01, like I'll be so excited if it does that. If you're trading with under 10K just by Bitcoin, you're probably right, Arison. I mean, Bitcoin is like Bitcoin. You can't go wrong with Bitcoin right now. You really cannot go wrong with Bitcoin. Shannon, thanks so much for gifting 10 memberships to the A team. If Shannon gifted you a membership, please say thank you to Shannon. What's up, buddy? And, again, appreciate you so much for gifting that. And if you gifted, please say thank you. And, those 10 members, welcome to the A team. You guys you're awesome, man, as always. Bill and Wright coming hot with the $10 for chat. In my opinion, hold long term or don't hold at all. That's, and again, like think about it too. If you're holding long term, I mean, you're going to pay less taxes. And we don't know if the whole capital gains tax is actually going to come to fruition or not. I mean, we hope that there's no capital gains on crypto. Like we've all been like rooting for that. But you should be looking at long term versus short term. You pay way less taxes. I'm in a 30. If I sell short term, I'm paying 33%. If I hold long term, I'm paying what, 12%, maybe 12, 13%. You know how much money that is when you think about that on like the scale, like the long, like the just think about it on $100,000 trade. How much money you have to pay in short-term tax. $33,000 I'll have to pay to short-term taxes. If I just hold for a year, I only got to pay $13,000. Like that's how big of a difference. That's a big difference, guys. I mean, that's a $20,000 difference. I mean, that's insane. I know some people are like, well, $20,000 is not that much. Well, bullshit. Like, I mean, like, that's a lot of money, dude. So my membership screwed up. Austin, can anyone help donate? Member? Yeah, sometimes I get messed up. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I'm thinking about taking all my XRP and just taking the profits, 98 cents, and buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin's a bad play, dude. Bitcoin's my largest play, dude. I talk about XRP all the time. XRP is like, I love XRP. I just love what they're trying to do. I think it's because, and a lot of it got me into XRP was because I think it was just an FU to the SEC, and so it was kind of like this GME. GameStop, like if you have XRP, you're part of the club. That's kind of what got me into the whole XRP thing. I was like, well, screw the institutions that are taking down this crypto. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold the floor type of thing. That was kind of the mentality going into it. And then you start to realize like, oh shit, XRP is actually like legit, right? So getting into XRP, I had no idea what XRP was. I just bought it because it was an FU to the institutions. It was just like the GameStop deal, right? And the AMC and Dogecoin and all those things that we saw, right? That's what got me into XRP. And then you start to realize, oh dude, there's actually like some really good stuff behind this. I personally like. I like the blockchain technology. I like all that stuff. And now we're seeing where it's at. So that's just kind of where it is. And then you have other like hash graphs like HBAR, and you start to realize there is technology involved in some of these. So I would agree. I mean, the goal is to hold long term. Find the projects and hold long term. Simple as that, dude. Have some money on the side. I day trade. Things like that. I'll jump into markets here and there. I know people ask me all the time, like, what are you buying at? What are you buying at? I don't really share a whole lot of that with you because it kind of makes it a job if I do that. Like if I'm constantly sharing with you guys where I'm buying and selling, it kind of makes it a job for me, and it makes it less fun for me. And so unfortunately, I don't do that as much because it just kind of I feel like I have to do it, and I feel like if I'm wrong, I'll be upset about it with you guys. So I just try to avoid that, and it takes the fun away from me. So I just try to not do that. So realize that. So if you ask me and I don't tell you something, that's the reasons why. Buy when fear and greed index is low. Yeah, buy it. You should always be buying red. Yeah, I do not trust Uphold. AirSent. I've not trusted Uphold. You can ask anyone here on the A team for a very long time. I haven't trusted Uphold for a long time. I don't even use them. Even when it was the only place to buy XRP, I would not trust it. What's up, Seiko? We got Seiko Hunt in the house here. What's up, buddy? Austin, can you touch on this Uphold issue? Can you Google? I don't know what the Uphold issue is. I've been dogging Uphold for shoot. I bet you so many people here on the A team could attest. How long have I been dogging Uphold, dude? Like, I do not trust them at all, dude. I would trust Sam Bankman-Fried more than I would trust Uphold. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, like, it's just those are the things, man. I just wouldn't do it. Whatever helps you in your situation in life is what's best to do. Some hold, some 3x your money is life changing. I just manifest wise choices. I actually like that VIP money. That's actually a good statement. Appreciate that. Does it make sense for me to start to buy a little bit of Bitcoin, or is it way too late? No, it's not late at all, dude. I don't think buying Bitcoin's late at all, bro. You know how many people bought at 110? You know how many people bought at $110,000, dude? And look, at 80% of the people are still in profits right now, dude. So, I mean, when this goes up, dude, you're gonna be in profits, man. Why is trading halted on Uphold? That's scary, dude. I don't know. I officially thought XRP was the institutions, but learned they weren't. They were against it. Yeah, I'm with you, Trent. That's what got me into it. Buy 1/10 of a Bitcoin instead of buying XLM. Yeah, I buying Bitcoin is huge, dude. Just here for my clickbait. I love it, dude. I love you. But market massively increased odds of a May Fed. I've been saying this that we're going to have rate cuts here for a while. 91.8% have called for the rate cuts to come down to 4.45 and 4.5 in the upcoming May 6th meeting. So we're roughly, 7 days away from a rate cut? I do think that we're going to get a rate cut, dude. 25 basis point cut is probably right there. I know some people are kind of against the rate cuts, but I do think they're coming, man. I think they're right there for the taking. Austin, is your win rate good, better than your loss rate? Most of the time, yeah, I have a better win rate than a loss rate. 100%, dude. I do. You guys know me. I do my trailing. I do my trailing. You know what I mean? So if it goes, when I hit, it goes up in price, and then I set my stop losses, and it's really hard to lose at that point because I don't care if it comes back down. Like, and again, your goal is to not miss the rally with that. And so, that's really what it comes down to. And don't get me wrong, I have missed the rallies. Like, I have missed pumps. Like, but I'm not going to be upset that I made money. It's like, I could have made a couple $1,000s more, and like that does suck. Like, you kind of like does feel like you get kicked in the nuts a little bit. Sometimes you're like, oh man, could have had an extra couple grand. But at the same time, I'm not walking away going, well, I lost a couple grand on that because I didn't trade it, right? You know what I mean? So I have more wins than losses, 100%, dude. I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in today if I had more losses than wins. I probably wouldn't even be talking about crypto. I probably wouldn't even be trading crypto if I had more losses than wins. Since a lot of what I do is around the trading of crypto. So yeah. XRP's new release May 14th. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I'm not going to put a lot on the whole releases. SBF more than Uphold? No way, dude. I was I was joking, bro. I'm trying to get 1%, 0.1% or 0.1 Bitcoin. That's good. I think that's good, Gary. Really need my membership back. Yeah, you got it back. Look at that, dude. You got it back. It looks like you got it back, dude. There's a crazy payout on Robinhood for Fed rate prediction payouts. Oh, really? I had missed putting money on Robinhood for my Golden State Warriors. Oh, damn. You sound like me at the casino. The casino will eat you up, man. The casino will eat you up and spit you out. Is anybody having connection issue with Coinbase? I'll tell you. Hold on a second. Am I having connection issues with Coinbase? Let's see here. Maybe the internet. No, I'm not having any connection issues with Coinbase. My opinion on staking. I like staking if it's auto staking, and when I say auto staking, that means that you have access to your funds at any given time. What I don't like is staking, and Ethereum proved this. When Ethereum went from proof of stake to from proof of work to proof of stake, you had to lock away your Ethereum for years. So you'd put thousands of dollars, and it was locked away. You couldn't touch it until they released it. And a lot of these staking platforms, and you actually just saw, I think they just put out a, dude, wasn't it just put out? What is his name? Oh my gosh, the guy from Alex from he just got 25 years in prison. He was a staking platform. They were a staking platform. I can't think of the damn name. All of a sudden, he just went to prison. They just announced his imprisonment. he actually just came back. I mean, that's what you don't want to put it onto a staking platform where you have a potential to lose your money because you can't get it off. And that's my biggest fear when it comes to staking, is that sometimes that happens. Sometimes people put their money on there and they get obliterated because they can't have access to it. So if you're staking on a platform like a CD where they take your money and they hold it for 3, 4, or 5 years, then that's it right here. Alex Mashinsky, he's part of Celsius. Celsius was one of the biggest collapses in crypto history, still in over $4.7 billion in users, citing $4.7 billion in user losses as a whole during the FTX fiasco. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, taking, not accounting for your assets, taking people's money, saying that it's a staking platform when in all reality they were just taking money and spending it on their things and they weren't able to pay back the APYs anyways. So this is where I'm talking about. So when Celsius was a full staking platform, and if you put it on there, you no longer hold the keys to that crypto. Just realize that. So that's why I don't like staking. But if it's an auto staking to where you can actually access that at any given point and remove it, then I'm on board with it. I could do that. Apps glitching for me. Gotcha. I'm at the casino right now. Damn, bro. Coinbase is slow. I just exited and reopened it. It works again. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do the hard restart on it, That yield Coinbase is doing my first isn't staking, right? Isn't staking. No, I think you just hold it, dude. I think if you're just holding it, so if you're just holding Bitcoin, that's what I like about Coinbase. I would say that Coinbase is kind of they did it back in 2021. This is where I know the bull market's coming, dude. They did the same shit back in 2021, and anyone that was part of was here during that time could probably attest this as well. That during that time, the staking was big. They were giving out rewards and staking. Hey, if you bring your Bitcoin over here, we'll give you XY APY, and all you had to do is just hold Bitcoin in your wall. Like right now, I think. Let me look. I think Bitcoin. Let me go back to where is their stake? Yeah, you can earn up to. Yeah, like right now, I mean, you can actually purchase. So they'll pay you if you just if you're just holding like Stellar right now, right? If you're holding Stellar, you actually get a percentage. You'll get a reward, right? You can earn up to these rewards by just holding different cryptos. That's the whole point of it. Algorand was big, dude. Algorand was huge. They were paying what was they paying? Almost like a 20% APY on Algorand for just holding Algorand on Coinbase back in 2021, 2022. I remember I bought I think I bought $25,000 in Algorand, and every day I was making $3 or $4. It was crazy. It was nuts. Just off of holding it. I know it doesn't sound like $3 or $4, but you're hey, dude, I mean, if you're doing it over the course of 10 years or over the course of a year, but Ledger offers staking, you keep your assets while staked. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That Ian is the way to go. These decentralized, that's where I think these decentralized wallets. I've been telling you guys, the Pure Wallet, the whole goal for the Pure Wallet is to allow, create a platform where people can stake their money, get reflections, which is really what it is, be able to get some kind of APY back. And allows the wall is basically just an interface between the blockchain and allows those rewards to happen. SafePal does it. SafePal is really good at doing it. Ledger's obviously really good at doing it. So yeah, those are just what it is. What's up, Hogzilla? Good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well, man. That yield, yeah, they're doing it on May 1st. Yeah, it should be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm interested in the sense I have a little money anyways. I do $200 to $200 a week. That's a lot of money, man. I think that's good to do. I'm on Coinbase only. That's the only place I'd be staking. Yeah, because you got to think, all the institutions here, BlackRock, all these other companies are using Coinbase as the mediator, the medium between them and the stock. So in all reality, I mean, they're kind of like that third party. And so, I mean, if anyone is probably more secure than anything out there, it's probably Coinbase. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to trust the exchange fully, but I mean, they're probably one of the most trustworthy exchanges out there because everyone's kind of putting their trust in them. I agree, James. Yeah, I'm not gonna stake without controlling my cash either. Oh man, but yeah, this Alex guy is gonna get. He's 25 years, dude. Or 20 years. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy, dude. If you think about it. So All right. Which RSI indicator do you use? Any adjustments or defaults? No, I think I use the basic RSI. You can see right here. Yeah, it's the 331 33 14 14. So that's kind of where it's at. There's nothing to it. Yeah, I use the default, basically use the default RSI. I don't really go anything beyond that. So that's kind of where it's at. And again, the weekly is looking really good for Bitcoin. Look at that. We're back into the green on a 4-week. We're almost to a month of running on Bitcoin, which is good. XRP going into 2 weeks of running. We're coming back up to the 18% marker right here, or 17% mark, going up to the 20%. So that's looking really good on the weekly right there. Again, I prefer looking at the weekly. Day chart's still showing that it's definitely over purchased. However, again, this could just go stagnant and come back down just slightly. We're probably going to come back down. If this does come back down, we're probably going to come back down and fill up this fair value gap around like 216, 217 if it does come back down, which really isn't that bad of a fall. We're talking about roughly what? 5%? 5%. I mean, that's a good little swing trade right there. 5% swing trade, that's good. Good, you have variety. I buy off of 5 exchanges. Wow. Yeah, they do. What I like, Alex, about it too is you can connect your Coinbase to CoinTracker. So like all my wallets are connected to CoinTracker wallets, and anything goes through Coinbase. I just connect it to CoinTracker, and then it keeps me updated every day. I get an email every day. It tells me where my portfolio is at, and like I think what was my last CoinTracker? Had to been yesterday. I get a summary every day. I love CoinTracker. Do CoinTracker, and then for taxes, dude, you just upload your CoinTracker to TurboTax. Dude, done. Let's see, CoinTracker. Yeah, so I got it yesterday. Yeah, I got one yesterday, dude. It tells me my portfolio value updates. You can go and then view your portfolio. It's super easy. I love it. One of my good friends and my barber lost $5,000 on a hole because he lost his password. Oh my gosh, dude, that sucks. That's a good question, Timothy. I don't know. The dark pools. What's that? The dark pools? I don't even know what the hysteria going on about XRP dark pool. I have no idea what that is, bro. I appreciate you being here for 3 months. That's freaking awesome, man. XRP Nation strong. Hell yeah, dude. XCN has a 50% APY for staking and farming. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Where's that at, Josh? Joshua, where's that at? Coin charged 175 to do this. Was not happy. Coin Shocker. Gosh, damn. Coin Tracker charged 175 to file your crypto taxes. Yeah. I pay. Did they charge you 100? I think I pay monthly. I pay monthly for my Coin Tracker, so maybe that's why they don't charge. It's just part of the monthly fee. I don't know. I don't know why they do that. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Some crap about being a secret ledger. I believe is when buyers are secretly buying an asset under the table and it prevents price from pumping. Oh, so like you're buying like over. Oh man, you're buying like over the counter type stuff. I don't know what the fee. Good question. What the fee is for Coin Tracker? Dark pool sound like those sound good. This is another reason why I think we're having rate cuts. Is right here. Job openings hit 4-year low ahead of FOMC meeting, strengthens case for the Fed rate cuts. So look at that, dude. U.S. job openings fell to a 7.192 million in March, lowest since 2020. Fed cuts rates are rising as labor market and consumer confidence weakens. Layoffs dropped to about 1.55 million in March, showing a cooling but resilient labor market. So this is also another reason why U.S. job openings fell in March, the lowest expectation that the Federal Reserve may consider cutting rates this year due to that. So that's another reason to why I think this could actually happen. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but this is something I did want to put out there because I think it's, this channel is also a screenshot a picture of your face and made a few t-shirts. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, do your thing, bro. That's awesome. Appreciate you. Rambo is too stupid to access his crypto wallet. John, spot, you hold the asset. Futures, you borrow the asset. Are you talking about RPM? Did I miss something? I don't know where I'm reading that. You're talking about ETFs? Must be talking about ETFs. So spot ETFs, you hold the asset. Futures, you borrow the asset. Yeah, no different than spot trading. No different than like when you go on to your like if you go into a trade like right now, if you want to go into Coinbase, go to Coinbase Advanced, you go on and you have spot trading, so you buy it at that price. So you'll say like, hey, if it hits this price, I'm going to buy it. Or futures, you're that's where you're shorting it or you're longing it based off where you buy it. You're borrowing it from it and you're putting a leverage on it. He's answering previous. Oh, okay, I must have missed some. Sorry. Chuck Norris doesn't trade crypto. Crypto trades itself. Absolutely. Radical, I appreciate you, man. Well, what's up, Regina? Mama A, what's up? If I bought it way too high and I've been buying as it went down, should I cash out and put it back in at an even point? I bought way too high and I even been buying as it went down. Should I cash out and put back in at my even point? No, I mean, so I guess the question is, Mama A, like, give me an example of like where you're at with price. Like you bought Bitcoin at 100,000, then it dropped down to 80,000. You bought it at 80,000. Now it's at 95. Like, and so your break even point's like 96. Like, I guess I'm kind of confused. You answered it. Okay. Not the good ETFs we wanted to, but something. Not the good ETF we want, but it's something. Oh yeah, you're talking about for the futures, a future ETF versus a spot ETF. Yeah, spot ETFs is kind of what you want, right? You want when you're using like retirement funds, you're not going to buy the futures side of an ETF. You're going to buy a spot ETF, which is basically just a buy and hold. That's the whole point of the retirement funds. Heard HBAR ETF is to be delayed to SEC further review. Yeah, they put out a statement on a lot of those. So it was a handful of cryptos that they're going to put aside until Paul Atkins came in and familiarized himself with this. So I'm not sweating that. Yeah, exactly. ETFs are good because they must hold the physical asset behind the trade. Absolutely, RPM. That's why. I can access just fine on my side. Nice. Yeah, it's legit then. Okay, good. We're good. We're good. So it looks like Bitcoin. Yeah, it looks like Bitcoin's back above 95. So it looks like things are actually looking pretty good coming into the next hour here. Markets have turned around here. You can see right now everything's back in the green. So that's good. Trump complained to Bezos before Amazon said it scrapped the idea to display tariff cost. These tabloids are so funny out here, man. Just killing me. Good morning, A-Team. What's up, Crypto Keeper? When I go to Pure Wallet, there's no button to connect wallet. I've been trying to buy some more. So go if you go into your Pure Wallet, dude. Go into your Pure Wallet, bro. Let me go in there with you. I'm going into my Pure Wallet right now. If you go over to on the bottom right hand side, you can see where it says Explore. Click on Explore. And then you can see where at the very bottom it says Launchpad, and you can see where it says Pure Wallet token. You can actually click on there and say proceed inside your Pure Wallet token, inside your Pure Wallet itself. And then you can just say connect wallet, and then you'll say which Pure Wallet you want to connect, and you connect your Pure Wallet, and boom, you're right back in there, dude. So just say approve, and now your Pure Wallet is actually connect. So send ETH to your Pure Wallet and actually buy inside the Pure Wallet. That's the best way to do it as of right now. It's pretty easy to do. And it tells you now how much you have, and your earnings and your current ROI. So yeah, pretty cool. Does that hopefully that helped out, dude? Just go over to the Explore side. They've done a lot to this update, man. This update is fantastic for the Pure Wallet. I'm gonna be honest, man. This Pure Wallet, say what you want about it. I don't care, man. This I'm actually really pumped for this, dude. And to be a part of it and talk about it, I'm super grateful for. and I hope this wallet takes off. Like I said, I think it has an opportunity to, do a lot in this space. Hoping it's not a rug pull. Well, they got a really good use case for it right now. All they got to do is just be able to take that token and actually apply it to the wallet, right? Actually, make it to where people hold the token for a return, or hold the token for less fees, or hold the token for the DAO. Like everything that they say they're going to do, they got to incorporate the pure wallet token with it. And as long as you can do that, it won't be a rug pull, bro. You want to find tall Paul. You want to find your lowest and then the highest in that cycle. So that's where you want to really pull your fib. And I've kept this fib. The reason why I kept this fib for so long right here is because this is the fib we've been playing with since December, and it's crazy that this fib is still, regardless of all the shit, right? These zones have still hit, which is why I thought it was kind of cool. Which is why I just kept it. I was like, dude, this is crazy. These zones still hit even through this. But really what you want to do is, we'll just take this one. You want to find your retracement on a day trade. So you're using your Fibonacci to find the retracement of where this is going to be when it comes back down. So what you're going to do, like we'll just say this cycle right here. We're on a nice little uptrend cycle here. We got, a low, then we go to a higher high, and then we go to a higher low, higher high, right? So we're going, okay, we're going to pull a fib on this now. And again, you might have to continually adjust this fib, but we're going to say, okay, we're going to put it right here at the very bottom. And then you're going to pull it to the top of this. And you're going to try to find your retracement zones. And look at that, dude. Not only do you have in this retracement zone, which is what I said, you have a fair value gap into a good retracement. This is actually a good retracement. So anything between the 236 and the 382 is a good retracement. Anything between the 382 and the 0.5 is actually a deep retracement, right? And then this 0.5 to 0.68 is a deep retracement. And so, these are in a bull market, these are good buy. The 236 to the 382 is a good buy zone for a nice little bounce back, right? You can see that this came up and hit and bounced back down to the 382. Now we came up here between the 2.36, and we're going to hope that it comes back down here. And that's why I said it could come anywhere from roughly about 218 to 213. So if I were looking at this, I'd probably say, okay, I'm going to put a buy order in for 215 following this retracement and play the game, right? If I'm going to play the game, I'm going to put one at 215, and I'd probably put another one back in here for like $2.08, just in case this comes back down, it'd hit up, and I'd average my price out to like, let's just say 214. And then when this actually goes back up in price, then we're in profits and we sell. So that's kind of how this retracement tool is really used to try to find entry points for a day trade, and or just find the right entry points in the cycle. That's really all it's for. But if you're trying to just buy and hold and hold for a long time, then this Fibonacci is really, it's pointless in all reality. I really have no clue giving up with predictions. Yeah, predictions are hard, dude. They're really hard. I believe Pure Wallet, if done right, will. Yeah, I think it has good opportunity. Better than most projects out there, dude. And on top of that, they got Pure Chain coming out, which obviously going to house Pure Wallet token as well. The Pure Chain is going to be legit too, dude. I think the Pure Chain brings something totally unique to the space that this space doesn't have. Pure Wallet brings something totally unique to the space that this space does not have. So that to be great, you got to be different. That's what it comes down. I tell my kids that, right? I tell my daughters that to be great, you got to be different. And that holds true with any product out there. It holds true with any business out there. If you're going to be a great product, you gotta be different. You can't be the same. You can't be the same as everything else. Your product won't be nothing then. You if you're the same as everyone else, you'll just be the same as everyone else. But if you're great and if you're different, you will be great, because people will go, wow, that's really incredible. So I know that sounds crazy, but that's kind of always been my thought process. So I'm holding the long term, taking profits when it goes down. Yeah, it'll be the Pure Chain token, dude. Yeah, it'll be Pure Chain. They're going to be launching the Pure Chain just like Ethereum. It'll be just like Ethereum, dude. It'll just like Sui, It'll be just like XRP. It'll be a Pure Chain. So the Pure Chain token will run that chain. That'll be the liquidity for that chain. Yeah. Oz, how do I actually purchase the Pure Wallet? You don't have to purchase it. Pure Wallet's free, bro. If you want to purchase the token that helps run the wallet, which is going to go out, it's in pre-sale still. You could just you got to use ETH. So you'll go to ETH. You can do it one or two ways. You can actually go to the Pure Wallet website right here, purewallet.ai, and you can go on here and you can connect a wallet and do everything that it does, connect your wallet and stuff like that. Or what you can do is you can go over to this little where it says download on Apple Store, download over here, and download the wallet. And then what you can do is inside the wallet, you can transfer Ethereum to that wallet. And then in the wallet, actually make the purchase, because you can do that inside the wallet now, which is the best way to probably do it versus, going to MetaMask and then trying to connect your wallet. Like you're like, okay, now I got a wallet connect and do all, but now you can actually connect your Pure Wallet here on the website. So yeah, a lot of cool things are coming up here, with being able to use this wallet. So download the Pure Wallet itself at the Google Play Store or the App Store and go that route. When you say you are at the $4 mark for XRP, what do you personally do when it gets there? It all depends on where the cycle's at, right? It all depends on where we're at. If it gets to the $4 mark, I'm just telling you, like, I think it's getting to the $4 mark. I was always saying that at the height of the bull market, I'm hoping it gets to 701. So I probably won't do anything when it gets to the $4. My sell marker was actually $3. That would be a 10x from where I bought it at 30 cents. And I held through that, right? So I'm like, you know what? XRP grew on me more and more and more from when I first bought it, right? The reason why I first bought XRP and said that was because it was an FU to the institutions, and so that's where it got to that point. So now it's more of like, hey, dude, I actually think this could do more. This could actually get into the $7 marker. But our first leg is to get back to the 385 to the $4 mark is kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I probably won't do anything there. Unless the markets look like they're going to be in a downturn. I feel like the $4 is like where we're at, where I think the height of the bull market is. Yeah, I'll probably sell some. I'll probably take some profits for sure. No, I think ETH is still good, dude. Yeah, I think ETH is still good. I mean, ETH is still my second largest bag. So yeah, rate cuts may not come, all based in China. We'll see what happens. Austin, does CoinTracker allow Puerto Ricans? That's a good question. I have no idea, dude. Radical. That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, I just showed how to set it. Go back, Sanito, go back like 10 minutes. I just showed how to set the fib. Is the 4-year cycle over? It kind of feels that way, James, but I want to say no. Oh, so Sui is good, dude. Raquel, Sui's good. I like it, man. We've been buying it. It's looking really nice. Up a really good amount right now. That could be more happy for it. So, but yeah. Just realize that this is still in a pre-sale. Pure Wallet token still in a pre-sale. I'll be going down to Bitcoin conference at the end of May, and I'm hoping somewhere after the Bitcoin conference, they're going to launch the project, which would be awesome. So, I did. My fan just reminded me. So on my daughter's channel, which is called the Mini Fan Club, and/or Lexi and Alex, I uploaded their World Cup game over there. So they had a World Cup. They had a Washington Cup game where they took first. And so they're one of the best G16 teams in the state now. Again, they're 8-year-olds, but they're a 2016 team, which is a U9 team, and they are now one of the top 16 teams in the state now after winning it. So super excited about that. So if you want to go watch a bunch of 8-year-olds play incredible soccer and the intensity of it, and hear me yell and hear me be super intense, and see a different side of me, the competitive side of me, you can go over to that channel and actually see me the competitive side come out. You guys should go over and leave some comments for them. They read them. It's true. My daughters do read them. And so any kudos would be amazing. You guys would be awesome. The A team always holds it down for me. So I figured I'd share that. I know I got a lot of people in here that love soccer. So even a comment would be fantastic. So but with all that, I'm actually going to hop off here and get going. A fan just text me something. What'd she say? Oh, yeah. Share the playlist. Yeah, you can share the playlist. Yeah, share the playlist. My son started soccer this year. He's almost 4. Nice, dude. Dude, all you can hear is Austin yelling. The coaches had to tell the parents to stop silent. Dude, I was so bad. I'm so bad. It's so bad, dude. I tell myself every time going into a game, I'm just going to sit there and shut up. I'm not going to say anything. And then by the end of the game, dude, like I'm more intense than the coach. So like, it's really bad, dude. I tried to get over it. I can't do it, dude. So Crunch Concert channel, thanks so much for the $2 super chat. What do you think about leverage trade on Coinbase? I actually don't mind the leverage trading on Coinbase. I don't do it very often. I think that they're very reserved in terms of how they do the leverage trading on there, which is actually probably good for most people. Like, I don't think you can 10x, or anything like that. Maybe you can 10x. I don't think you can go beyond that. It's been a while since I've traded, but I actually do like the leverage trading on Coinbase. It's not that bad. So yeah, appreciate the super chat, man. But yeah, with all that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Appreciate you all being here, as always, holding it down for me, and always showing up and showing out. So with all that, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we're out. Love you guys. Peace out.